Another weekend. It's getting hot. The block is getting hot. And I'm your host. This is the Hot Seat Radio Show, Don Sadiq. Pastor Don has joined us, and Demetra Culture, and Mighty Max, Mr. Moreno Valley Daryl Terrell, and of course, me and Sean Fortine. And those guys will be joining us sooner or later. We're just going to go ahead and start without them. A lot of stuff going on in the local area, but we're going to try to start real nice and easy because Pastor Don is here, so let's watch our language. Everything like that. So we're on our best behavior. Pastor Don, loved your show yesterday, saw some of the numbers. Right now, you're sitting at 2,711 listeners, which is very, very good.
After one day.
After one day, that's really not bad at all. And of course, I'm sharing a lot with a lot more volume there. So I wanted to ask you on the show yesterday some of the things that you're doing in the community. Remember, we were talking about how you've got pastors that have super churches and they're doing all this other stuff. And we were talking about how some pastors, we're not saying they're not doing anything, but they're doing stuff for the parishioners.
Sure.
And being a good steward, good shepherd, that's fine. But what are you doing outside of your church?
Outside the four walls.
Right, outside the four walls. So you met last week with the planning director.
The planning director Rick, for the golf course and the clubhouse area.
Well, for the city, Rick Size. I keep saying Sizemore.
Yeah, I can't.
Sansemeyer.
Right.
Rick Sansemeyer. And what do you got going?
Well, we are in a complete partnership now with the Boys and Girls Club, and so we're just working together with them and the golf course to try to get that project approved through the Planning Commission, and to make sure that we can go ahead and get that project started. But we are promoting families, and everybody seems that they're all on board. The Boys and Girls Club's on board. The church is on board. The golf course is on board. So it's exactly what we told the people before, Donovan. Mm-hmm. We wanted to promote families. We wanted to build up families, and we wanted to bring Boys and Girls Club, and we just wanted to help, bring families together, and that's what we're doing. So it's going in that direction. I do need prayer in regards to the timing of this. That it has to be done and approved, hopefully by around the May timeframe, which I know you and I are going to work on trying to help that. But no, it's we are continuously having meetings. Everything's on board. Now we just got to get all his plans approved. I'm going to be hopefully meeting with some elementary schools in Moreno Valley next week. I've already talked to one principal about the Bible clubs in her school, after school program. She seemed very positive, so we'll see how that goes. So that's still on board. And then, of course, I'm still promoting the U.S. Vets and, the homeless program with the vets, and, getting that word out for no vets left behind type thing. And also we are continuing to work with them in regard to the civilian part of the homeless. So we're still doing a lot of stuff. I have a lot of clothes. I've got ponchos. I've got things that I just want to bless homeless people with. So I've been asking Millie and others to help me distribute some of that stuff. But again, I'm here. If anybody needs clothes, mostly teenage boys type clothes, beautiful clothes, Dockers, nice shirts, shirts, all that stuff. We're here to help, and I would love to be able to bless families and anybody with that and other things that I've been accumulating for the homeless.
Right, that's awesome. That's awesome. I just want to reiterate, when we went in there, it was kind of funny because Pastor Don, we go to City Hall, and Belle the Wonder Pup is here. We go to City Hall, and we have the appointment, and Mr. Sansemeyer, he's a great guy. We had our little things. I mean, he's a nice guy. We never met in an official capacity. And it was funny because he had all the planning when he heard it was me coming with him.
Oh yeah, let me it, because everybody knows how Donovan is. It was funny when we walked in there. It was like he had this look on his face, like he was ready for that. It was funny because he brought his man Chris, one of his planners, with him, and he thought we were in there to basically fight.
Right,
this
blow
plan
him up. Blow him up.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We're in there to tell him why it's not a good plan, why he needs to not do it. So he almost had both barrels loaded, ready to go. And when Donovan made the comment that absolutely the opposite, no, we're to support this plan, we're here to support this developer, his face was funny. It was like it completely changed. It was like, this is not going to be a fight. This is going to be something we're going to work together.
Right.
So it was funny.
Yeah.
So this tells me that he knows your show. He listens to your show, and he knows basically what you're all about.
Right. Yeah. Because he just wiped the sweat off his brow. Put his plans on. He came with everything that I would probably ask.
He had 2 arms worth of plans and stuff, but it was kind of funny. It was really funny.
So that sounds like Max or Sean have finally arrived, and that is Sean. And that's one of the real good things about it. To let you guys know, we're in the battles. We are meeting with officials, and we are doing what we need to do. Because, you just can't sit at home and say, okay, well, let's hear, or, it's going to happen. You got to get up off the couch and contact your representative, contact these city officials and say, hey, look, this is what I've got. This is what I got going, and let them know who you are and get it cracking. So, but that was a good, funny story. And like I said, it was really good meeting with them. And it was one of those things. So Sean's joined us. Make sure your mic's on there, Sean, and we're going to keep on going here. Dee.
Yes.
You're in the community there. How's everything going with you on the, in the neighborhood?
Everything's going great.
No, I don't know why when you guys get on the mics and you guys pull the mics off. I don't know why you guys.
Like, what do you mean, like?
It's like their mics. They pull the mics off.
I didn't touch the mic.
See. Yeah. Okay, but go ahead. But what's been going on with you?
Same old.
You haven't moved to Houston?
Not yet.
So have you been hearing about what's been going on in the city of Moreno Valley with Evan Moron?
I have.
And what's your take on that? Wait, before we get to that, let me give everybody a little bit of backstory. Okay, did everybody, or not everybody, because nobody listens to our show. Nobody watches the videos. But yet I was quoted, I think, at least 7 times at the school board meeting last night. Okay? So we go to the school board, and, of course, the Highland Fairview employees show up. I think there was 8 of them, or 12, or whatever it was. And they fill out their paperwork, and they try to change the narrative, and they go, Evan's a really nice guy. Now, here's a guy who has admitted to all the allegations that was in the paper. He admitted and said he's sorry. He said, yeah, I did all these things. Yeah, that, you're doggone right. I play with dolls, and I believe in forcible rape. Okay? He admitted all this stuff, okay? And that's the only way I can take it, because he admitted it, and Pastor Don...
So he said he believes.
Well, I'm saying when you admit to that stuff, that means you're into it.
He didn't deny it.
He didn't deny it. Yeah, he didn't deny it. I'm into that. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Wait, so how did he say it?
Yeah, because that's what I'm interested
well,
in.
I don't know how he said, but what I'm saying is he put out an apology, and so that's an extent.
Oh, yeah, I've got a copy of it right here.
It's admission of guilt because of his apology.
Yeah, okay.
Right, because a person who's... No, that's bullshit. I'm not... Excuse me, Pastor. I'm sorry. I said I'm going to be good.
I want to stay for a few minutes, and then you guys go back to your show.
Yeah, okay.
No, let's go over his apology.
Okay, so Sean, go ahead and take us with his apology.
His apology says, it has been brought to my attention that some members of the community have come across old posts I made on various social media in years prior to election to the school board. I believe the last one was
December 2016.
Yeah, after he was elected. Many years ago, when I was in my early 20s, well, actually, it was like 27.
Right, grown man.
I was performing stand-up comedy and used social media as a forum to test material on various social issues or things to try and be funny. Taken out of that context, I can see how these posts would offend, and for that, I would like to apologize. I'm not sure.
And right there, that's an admission of, yes, I did these things. Now, real quick, I don't know what comedy club he's going
That's
to.
That's what I was thinking.
Other than the KK annual gathering down in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Really?
Where they're looking for that comedy. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I don't know how forcible rape is.
I want to know whether he's finding people that kidnapping and forcible rape
funny, right.
And then he goes on to say, I have since removed these posts, and I thank those who found them for bringing them to my attention.
Oh, so he doesn't...
So he forgot
He forgot that they were out there.
Yeah, so he's not retaliating against the line or making fake Facebook profiles slamming anyone or anything. Yeah, so apparently he's really not that thankful for
Yeah,
it.
no, he's not remorseful at all. But
Yeah.
again, he did. That is an admission of guilt.
Yeah, and then I would never make posts like that while I'm a member of the school board.
You did it on 2016 December, so you were a member of the school board.
As I take my position, duties, and responsibilities very seriously. Life is no longer about making jokes for me. It's about building a stronger community and better future for our students. I'm not really sure where his priorities lie with spending so much time on fake accounts and
Right.
trying to slam me.
Right, or attacking his criticizers, which is when you run for public office, you should know you're not going to please everybody. So there's going to be pro people for you. There's going to be people against you. And if you don't like being criticized, maybe you shouldn't run for public office, right?
Yeah, and then
Absolutely.
what was interesting is that his fake accounts have started slamming that it's all the same people that are against the World Logistics Center when he's claiming that he's all about taking care of the students.
Right. There you go. And then
His fake account.
and then last night, the only people that were defending him were his Highland and Highland Fairview employees.
And then he goes on to say, I would like to apologize to my fellow board members, MVOSD staff, our students and parents for the distraction that these posts have caused and for any offense they may have made. For a narcissist, that sounds relatively sincere, but almost sounds like the apology for any offense they may have made. Might have been a lawyer. I'm really not sure.
Well,
I'm sure this was ran by a lawyer.
Well, yeah. Well, it's an admission of guilt, but it's basically saying "F you" to those who, are out to get him.
And the other thing is too. Now, I appreciate the apology, okay, but there's also consequences.
Right.
There's consequences for bad behavior, and the consequences still may be that he may need to resign.
Right,
and
and he's
he
not
may
gonna do
need because he may not be the best example for the school board.
right, but you're not going to resign.
And the
because-
last part, you can attest to this when I'm done.
Okay.
Is, I look forward to working with you all and will gladly make myself available to answer any questions or concerns you have about this issue or any other issue affecting your children's needs. Thank you.
No.
Well, how did you handle it last night? I was
Okay, well, last night, with that stupid smug look on his face that I wanted to just, man, you just don't know. When you look at somebody, and I'm not a violent person. Pastor Don right now is he's blessing me with the Holy Spirit because we need some of those little holy water bottles. But you hear a guy, he's sitting there with this blank thing on his face. He's looking all stupid. And, he basically doesn't know what to say because now he's in the hot seat. Ooh, that's a nice little clip. He's in the hot seat and he can't really retaliate because he's got to put himself or make himself, he has to make himself in public be like presentable, like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit here and go through the motions, whatever. And, it was just funny because I got up and I pretty much reiterated a lot of stuff that was said in the Press Enterprise and telling about the fake profile post. He's just sitting there all smug and this is that, right? So he tries to change the narrative, like, he got all his little friends up there. And, well, he's not a racist. We don't care if everybody's a racist. Am I correct, Dee?
No.
Yes, everybody's a racist because no. Okay, and I'm going to say this as somebody who has a degree in behavioral and social science. They teach us that in there. Everybody's a racist because we identify with a racial group. Agree or
I've
disagree?
never heard that. But okay.
Agree or disagree? Either you identify with some kind of racial group. Now, some people could agree or disagree, but you are, everybody is basically. You know where I'm going with this, Pastor.
Racist meaning term racist is very derogatory. So you're identifying with your race. That doesn't make you negative.
Right. Exactly. And that ain't what I'm saying. So it doesn't make you necessarily that, and that's where I'm.
Maybe this would be an interesting topic, but maybe we should do that another time and finish with Evan.
Sure. Yeah. There you go. And how that worked out. But everybody's a racial person, so you're going to identify with a certain group or whatever, and you're going to have your certain biases. That's just human nature. Period.
Right.
Now, I don't know where you're going to go and, as a white guy, and do racial comedy. Especially in California. I don't know what kind of club. Unless it's a private club or something like that. Maybe if you go to Bakersfield.
Just to play devil's advocate a little bit here. I mean, we've heard comedians say different things that are like, whoa, but they're actually funny. But the stuff that I've read and I've seen, I didn't get the I didn't think he was doing stand up. I thought that was just, what he was doing. I didn't think that was a routine or any of that kind of stuff. So I don't know, maybe he needs some lessons on how to be, an effective comedian. I don't know.
I really thought that was a BS. Well, yeah,
that's the apology that I'm sorry, but that's one of those apologies.
Well, the thing is, really, the best he could come up with, I was doing a stand-up comedy act.
Mm-hmm. But if you think about what is he going to say? There's nothing he can justify.
Right.
In regards
I know.
to that.
I mean, this is just my opinion, and how things look to me is that it looked like he was like acting out a sex fantasy with those dolls.
Yes.
That's the way I take it too. I mean, and when you do a stand-up, usually you have an audience. Right. You're on a stage standing up, giving your routine, but it looked like it was just him and the camera. I don't know.
Right.
Some Barbies.
But, to give you a quick synopsis of it, so all his Highland Fairview fellow coworkers all come up there. He's a great guy. Oh, God, Evan. And the greatest one was, well, I've known Evan since elementary school, and I was his best man at his wedding. Black kid, right? Young black man, right? Yeah. I love when you have that one black friend, and, that's supposed to justify you're not a racist and all that other stuff. So, I mean, what's your take on that, Dee?
The fact that he has a black friend.
Yeah, well, one black friend that's going to come up and say, I was his man at his wedding, so
Gosh, it just really...
he had to display that one best friend. Now, we haven't seen this best friend ever on any public forums. Just on this meeting.
What was his name?
I would like to call him best black friend.
Brian?
I don't know. I didn't.
I'm paraphrasing here, but Malcolm X was quoted as saying, as far as that situation.
Okay.
I saw it around a lot when Steve Harvey went to the White House to meet with Trump.
Yes. Cooney.
He's basically saying there's always that one black person who will go meet with the oppressor, if you will, and then go up to him and then come back out and say, oh, he's all right. Telling everybody else, he's all right.
He's all right. Give him a chance.
But so it's like, well, he's all right for you. I don't know what it is you have to gain. And, with Evan's best friend, I mean, if that's truly his best friend, I mean, what is he going to say? Well, I've been cool saying, I'm his best friend. Mm-hmm. And I've known him my whole life. I was his best man. But to say we become black and...
Yeah, I mean, that's almost like me saying, well, I hang out with Pastor Don, so, white guys are okay.
I mean, because I think we would have gotten...
White guys are okay.
We would have gotten the point, see that he's a black man.
Right.
If he would have just said, that's my friend, I was his best... We could have got, connected the dots. He's a black man. He's vouching for his friend. He's an upstanding guy. But to say, well, because I'm black, it means he's not racist.
Right. Or, whatever. I'm a black guy, and and I'm just paraphrasing because, like I said, you can look at the videotape and see exactly what he said. But it was really funny because all his coworkers got up there, and even Bob Palomares was like, "Hey, he told me he had something in his past, and and he's an all right guy." Pastor, I'm going to tell you this. I don't understand why anybody would go in front of a video camera in public, in a public forum, and defend this. Could you?
Yeah, as a pastor, my number one thing is that I can't judge. I don't judge any person, and I'm not here to judge Evan Morgan as well. But the one thing that I would say is that. I can't condone anything that he did. Matter of fact,
you saw the video, right?
I did, and it was sickening. To be quite honest with you, I thought it was sickening. And again, the biggest thing is, like you said so many times, it's about the kids. It is all about the kids. Is this a type of individual that we would be wanting in a leadership role? Basically supporting our kids in Moreno Valley. I just know maybe it's a maturity problem. Maybe it's maybe he's had some issues in his past. But the bottom line is that he did do this. He admits he did it, and it's not probably the best type of person to be in a leadership role for children. I'm sorry. I don't blame. I'm not saying against Mr. Morgan, and I don't know the man, but it just doesn't seem like he'd be the best type of person I would want
to serve on that board.
I just don't see that as.
And
as the right thing.
It's like we were talking earlier. Everybody knows I love Michael Jackson. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Mm-hmm. Got all his albums. He's a king of pop. Whatever. But I would not leave my kids with this man.
Yeah.
I would not do that.
Yeah.
And not because, I don't know for a fact if he molested somebody from the 2 rape, cases or whatever that was. He was rid of both of them, so by law, he didn't do anything. But do I want to take that chance?
Right.
Now,
That's exactly what it is.
Perception
means a lot. It really does.
and Ruthie Goldkorn also spoke about that. But here's the biggest thing that happened last night. They kept alleging, they got Highland Fairview and on the radio, and they say things that ain't true. That's my impersonation of Rafael Gogueras.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. And they kept alleging to the radio show of what we're doing here. So it's just so funny how they say, we don't listen to that crap. We don't listen to it. Sadiq, whatever his name is, we don't listen to that crap. But yet they keep using it as a source term for their opposition to whatever they're doing. And of course, we did help get this information out to the public, and we're growing our numbers again. Even the videos we put up last night, over 6,000 people as of right now have seen this little minute clip of what was going on. And that's some of the stuff that we do. But, Highland Fairview people were out there. Oh, yeah, they're slandering Highland Fairview. You can't slander a corporation. I know corporations are people, but you can't slander a corporation.
And the bigger question is that why is Highland Fairview an issue when he's representing the school district?
Exactly. The only reason I bring up Highland Fairview for me is the fact that these are Highland Fairview employees speaking, because Evan is a Highland Fairview employee.
Does he still get like a real paycheck from?
Well, he
Highland
gets.
Fairview?
Yeah, of course he does. I mean, he gets.
No, I mean like his like a real deal W-2.
I'm not sure. I don't know. We know he gets the white envelope. We know that. I mean, he got funded by Highland Fairview and all this other stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff in there. But these are Highland Fairview people, the same faces that you see every time these people are caught with their hands in the cookie jar. These are the same people. Well, I know him. He's such a great guy. Why would you defend that? I would be like, Evan, Mr. Moron, you're on your own. You got to do this for yourself, because there's no way in hell I'm going to put myself up on public display, and then later on down the road you are found to be a Mike Rios or something like that, and then I look like, wow, what kind of judgment decisions have I gone through? But it was just so funny how they kept referencing the radio show, and we don't listen to that crap.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to end up like another team shall not be named, the Mike Rios thing.
Yes, absolutely. So, that was some of the funny and interesting things with Mr. Moron. And speaking of Mr. Moron, him coming on with the fake profiles, buddy. I mean, everybody, we already know your gimmick. We already know your trick.
Yeah.
We know you're James Bond. You're not the Sean Connery. I'm not stirred, sweetheart. Shake him. Not stirred. We've already caught you several times.
I don't know. I think he's more like Austin Powers than James Bond.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Please do not don't downgrade Austin Powers like that. Please. But he puts a resume out that has counterintelligence, all this stuff. I mean, guerrilla warfare. He's done it all. Atomic this and that. And then we show, hey, dude, there's just no way. Yeah. Then he scrubs it. And everybody saw that.
Yeah.
We keep showing this stuff that he's a transit liar. He doesn't.
He did not. When I asked him to show the actual D14, 214, and not just the page that was part of it, he wouldn't show it, and he deleted my comment. Right.
He deletes the comments, and then he challenges me to produce my 10 degrees. Now, and it's 11, by the way. It's 11.
Aren't they all
you did
on the
the
wall
count.
right there?
Yeah, they're all on the wall. You guys can do the count. You guys have seen it. But you're a public official. It's not my job to prove anything to you. You're a public official. You answer to me. Mm-hmm. You pay stipend from my money, so you're my employee. It is your job, Mr. Moron, to prove that I don't have 11 degrees. Yeah. See, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
I've been trying my best to get these guys to, and I'll give them this. They're pretty good. I've been trying to get them to slander me, so I take them to court, and then sue Highland Fairview and just, and get a payday and go off into the sunset. You know what I mean? But they're pretty smart guys because, you can't slander a regular person. So, so I'll give you guys that. But if you do not believe, I don't know why you wouldn't believe I wouldn't have 10 degrees, because that's not unusual for a person to have several degrees in different things. And then again, I was in the Air Force. So the Air Force has Community College of the Air Force. That's 2 degrees right there in 2 different fields that I was certified in. So what's the big deal? Or is it the fact that Donovan can't be that intelligent? Because we don't believe that crap.
I think more than it's a deflection. It's, take
Right.
the focus off of me.
Put it on you.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge you.
Like he's trying to go after me, spin some comments I made.
Right. Exactly. So Mr. Moron, this is the last thing I'm going to say about Mr. Moron today. And this is, Pastor Don, you can back me up on this if you think it.
One more thing, though, is if he's trying to drag me down with him, he's really grasping at straws
right.
or maybe nothing.
Right, exactly.
Fair.
And, maybe you can bless me on this. Mr. Ron, I know you're listening, even though you say you don't. Because I'm tired of Donovan with all his talking crap about me.
Really?
That was his email.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You remember the email? Him crap about I challenge him to produce even 1 degree.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just.
Does he not know you were vetted 4 years ago?
Exactly.
Their election, and
Right.
usually when you taking information up there, they research and do
They
background
research
check
that and all this other
Well,
stuff.
he's actually been vetted twice.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. So I don't know what the problem is, but
It's a deflection.
no. Well, no. It goes up to what he says. It goes back to his racist, homophobic, sexist comments. The man doesn't believe a black man could be educated.
I mean, and that could be it. I don't know if that's it. I mean, it could be. But even if you got your degrees from Acme Academy,
Right.
what does
Like
that
he
have
did.
to do with
Right.
what he did?
Right. That's why
Because they don't want anybody, the audience, to take Donovan seriously. They just think he's just a big mouth,
Right.
and he's just all talk. When actually he has everything he says he's done, and he has what he says he has.
And I find that, the entity that he's working for in Fairview, I know they've done their homework.
Yes.
I know that they have. So I just find it hard to believe that they didn't discover that you have 11 degrees.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they know that you do.
right.
So
And I've even named the schools. All you got to do is call the registrar and say, hey, I'm looking to see if this guy graduated, or what year is this, or have you got a student on the books, which is easy. They can verify that.
I mean, it's just silly.
Right.
It's silly. If you're playing with dolls and you're having them rape each other, I mean, just own up to it. You know what I mean? But to try to say, well, I'm sorry, but do you have any degrees? It's
Right.
like,
Well, that's exactly what narcissists do. They never have a genuine apology,
Right.
And they always turn around and make it about someone else.
Right. Here's my advice to Mr. Moron, who doesn't listen to my show, but listens to my show, but doesn't listen to my, but listens. Stay your ass off of social media while you are a public official. That is the best advice I can give you. Would anybody disagree with that?
Well, I think, yeah, I do agree with that. I think he needs to mature. He's 34 years
33.
old.
He'll be
He's
34.
34 years old. I mean, he's at a position in life that it's time for him to grow up. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to put the God card in. I'm going to pray for this man. I think he needs to find God. I think he needs to allow God to lead him versus, his comedy routine or whatever he's saying he's doing. That needs to be put on the back burner, and I think he needs to go
Man up.
maybe pray a little bit more.
Pray up, right?
I don't know. It seems to me like one of those people where it's like on one you want him to go away, but on the other hand, you kind of want to be able to keep tabs on what he's doing in case he does something that's dangerous or something.
Right.
I don't know,
Well,
that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like I said, my issue is, again, that's an area that has no responsibility with me. I have no kids in the district. I never attended the district. I went to private school. Speaking for myself, I am concerned as a parent of people who have children.
Right.
And the president of the teachers union was there. He made a statement and said, hey, and I'll give you a better example. I coached Little League basketball. I had to be fingerprinted and background checked. If you work at a school, even as a janitor, you're fingerprinted and background checked. Everybody that works around children have to be fingerprinted and background checked, except elected board members. Maybe we need to change our rules for the board members that says, okay, if you're going for board, you've got to be fingerprinted and background checked first. Not that you can't run. That you can't run, but that way it'll save us some time from yanking your ass excuse me, faster, off the board.
Again?
Yeah, off the board, costing us more money.
I think I'm leaving here.
Yeah, more money, on the front end. So, it's just one of those things. But Pastor, again, I'm sorry about the language, and I kind of apologized on my show to a lot of the listeners. I use my language. I really tone it down because you're here, but I apologize because I use certain languages. These are things that I think that you could hear on TV and cable, things like that. I try to be respectful of you being here, but I apologize to the
but it's not like Don, it's not like Pastor Don listens to the other show.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's true too. So I've toned it down a lot when you're here,
and I appreciate that.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So I want you to know that I do apologize to the audience. I apologize to you. We, on your show, we were talking about how people were saying, well, why do you hang out with that guy and blah, blah, blah. And could you kind of...
Yeah, that was kind of interesting because I had a couple messages from a couple of folks as, they like my devotionals, they like the show, but they don't understand why I associate myself with you because of the way that you're outspoken and, the things you say. And I kind of replied back saying, Donovan is outspoken. I mean, that's true. And he does voice his opinion, strongly.
As a veteran, I've earned that right.
But you got to go a little bit deeper. You got to go a little bit deeper. He doesn't have any kids involved, but yet why is he so passionate about this? What's going on with Mr. Morgan and the school board is because he cares a lot about the kids. Why does he go about with the city council when they're not doing anything? It's because he cares about the city. He cares about the people. He cares about Edgemont. He cares about
dogs, the cats.
Yeah, the animal shelter, everything. So you may say, well, you may not like his style, or maybe it comes off a little strong. But the bottom line, I know, and I've been blessed to know this guy for a year. The man cares. He cares, and he doesn't. And it's not like he's getting anything out of it. He's not getting. He's
getting a lot of crap.
Yeah, I get a lot of crap, and I still live in Edgemont.
He's not getting money for this. He's not getting any payment from anybody. He just loves kids, and he loves his city. He loves his area he lives in, and he wants to make it better for the people. I know that because I've been with you for a long time. So, you could put aside the fact that me might be a little bit loud, but I'm honored that I'm on his show. To me, as a pastor, I'm honored to be on his show because I know this man's heart, and he has a heart for the people.
Right. Now, Jesus surrounded himself with what kind of people?
Yeah, we have a lot of sinners. Seriously. When you look at tax collectors and zealots like Matthew and Simon, yes. But, again, you guys, sometimes you got to look a little bit deeper and see this man really cares about people.
Right. So, again, Pastor, I apologize for when you come on the show that we kind of go left. Well, good thing Max is still kind of running around. Yeah. So that's really, I apologize for Max sometimes.
I love Max, but when Max comes, I probably will.
Yeah, you would. Okay, good. But, again, so please do not associate Pastor Don's associating with me as a negative. If anything, it's a positive because it keeps us in a good direction and it keeps us our lid on. But Sean, what else do you have going for us this week? Have you heard, man?
I made a bunch of notes about Trump's speech last night.
I did not see the speech because I was at the school board meeting.
Oh, yeah. He made it. I think the most relevant thing here today is the amount of things he's about helping inner cities and rebuilding the schools and jobs and stuff there. I know he met with a bunch of representatives from a lot of traditionally black colleges a few days ago. And
is that the one with the picture where Kellyanne Conway is on the thing with like she's at a slumber party?
Yes.
And all the brothers were leering at her.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Look at that one.
I have to say that he's made a lot of claims and a lot of promises that he needs to follow through on, or that community could come back and that could bite him in the butt if he doesn't.
Right, for that voting block.
Yeah. I think I don't like the idea that they're going to have to use more private prisons. But on the other hand, he's also going to make a serious effort to get the gang members and the drug dealers
off the bad
streets.
Guys off the streets and get them out of here.
Yeah, so using it to get rid of the people that are shooting up the place and causing all the huge problems.
Bye, Pookie and Ray Ray and Shamuku and all my buddies. Really? Just talking to say.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot about how great a dad or family member, some
Right.
of these gang members and drug dealers are,
Right.
but in reality, well, that's great. Except maybe they're great to their family, but they're being complete psychopaths to everyone else. And
Well, there's a school board member that I would attest that to. I'm not going to name any names right now.
I really hope that the private prisons eventually get like eminent domain, or maybe hopefully changes will come around to where they're not needed anymore. But
Well, let me give you this quick. Since we're talking about private prisons and we're talking about jobs, with all these empty warehouses that we have here, why don't we just divulge into the private prison industry? We have the warehousing that is not being used.
that's not a bad idea.
Jobs. We got to bring jobs. There's diversity.
Yeah.
We have a good population, a product.
Yeah, and some of our city council and some of Highland Fairview supporters wouldn't have to go very far to visit their relatives.
That's right. Did you hear about the so-called shooting at the mall Tuesday?
Oh yeah.
I
Which
believe
mall?
Marina Valley.
Really?
Yeah.
It turns out it wasn't.
It wasn't a
threat.
shooting, but they did pick up a felon, and they got him at the Wesley thing on whatever charges it was.
Yeah,
Whatever. So,
I noticed that there seemed to be a bit of a callus on his forehead, like he's been doing the Muslim.
oh, you mean like that thing? Either that or he had a lace front on.
Yeah, what?
A lace front.
Oh my God.
So I don't. It could be. I mean, I'm just speculating and things like that. But in other news, did you hear? And we leaked this. The Hot Seat Facebook page leaked this. A candidate in District 4, a young man who was a student of Idiot Gutierrez. He's going to be running in District 4. His name is Cabrera or whatever his name is. And he will be backed by Highland Fairview Super PACs. And you can tell that it's Highland Fairview because, well, how do you know? What are you talking about?
Golly.
Well, whenever you see Robert Harris in a picture, that's Highland Fairview. Because Robert Harris, being an employee of Highland Fairview, will never back anything other than. And so this is my speculation that this person will be backed, and that's the Highland Fairview.
Isn't that the big reason why Iowa supposedly fired Mildred Bailey?
Yeah, I believe so. Or Mildred Bailey basically woke up and said, "This is some bull Twinkies."
Yeah.
So I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm catching myself. I'm getting better. So bull Twinkies. But I want you to watch that guy. But right now, as of right now, the person.
I don't know. I think there's a little bit of dignity issue with it. I mean, if Gutierrez is Ito's puppet, and I'll leave it to the imagination where Ito put in to make Gutierrez's mouth move. Why would you want to be the puppet of the puppet?
Well, because this young man who's probably no more than 25 years old, which means you're inexperienced. Again, another immature person like Evan Moron, who, don't get me wrong. You want to start out, but you want to start out with the right people. That's like saying, well, should I go Bloods or should I go Crip? Or should you just go by yourself? Now, a person that everybody should be looking at is somebody who has been in the fight. He has been. I mean, this guy Cabrera. I think he was. Was he on the junior council or something like that? I got to do more research. But basically, this guy started coming on the scene about a couple of months ago. Now, a person that's been on the scene for at least 4 years is Jaime Moreno. And Jaime Moreno, he does outreach for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. A lot of people know him. He does speak at city council and does a lot of stuff in the community. So this is the kind of person you should be looking for in District 4 so far. And and I know Jaime, and as of right now, he is a guy that I would, if I was voting in that block, I would be looking at him.
Is he
Yeah,
running?
I would too.
I'm not sure yet. I haven't seen the paperwork. And like I said, I don't even know this guy Cabrera is running. But the funny thing is, I'm going to just assume that because when you got pictures where you're looking like this, like you're talking to people, and it's the same people in the picture, and you got Roberts in the picture. Oh, look, I'm serious. I'm 25 years old, and I'm talking about serious things. Which I'm not saying you got a lot of important young people that are serious. But let's get. It's just like being in the military. You're not going to come in a second lieutenant right out of college and tell that grumpy old 25-year E7 master sergeant what to do. It doesn't work that way. Okay.
Well, I've heard it being tried, but it didn't go well with
it never
captain
works.
or major.
Yeah, it never works because you're with that sergeant so that you, lieutenant, could learn your job, okay, and how the military works. So that's where he's going out with that. But D, moving to Houston, what's the update? Howard Jackson.
He's doing well.
And it was the holidays. Any news of the move?
Oh, no, not yet.
A lot of people that don't know, D not only when you watch the movie The Phantom Menace, that's talking about D. Now when I talk about The Matrix, see, I try to relate everything to what people see. People like escapism, so they go to movies and they don't like to deal with the reality of what they're dealing with every day here. And D is the Phantom Menace.
Because the way that things work in Reno Valley politics, it would be more like the Hunger Games.
Yeah, that too. And what people don't know about D is D seeds certain candidates money and her super PACs.
What?
And we have to really get behind who are
okay.
you looking at right now as a potential moving forward. And I mean, what do you look for in a candidate? If we were, if I don't know anything about a candidate and like this new guy coming on.
Just somebody who was going to do what they say, and not only do what they say, but just do the will of the people. You can be flawed.
Sure.
Nobody's perfect. But what are those
LaDonna
flaws?
Jemison was a bank robber.
Well, since you want to bring that up, I mean, if she would have just brought that out,
Wouldn't have been an issue.
right? This is what I had in the past. I'm sorry, and keep it moving. But it was discovered, and somebody outed her. I guess you could say.
Right. Highland Fairview.
Somebody who's going to do the will of the people.
Right. So if I had homophobic slurs and racial slurs
And you
and
probably
tweets
shouldn't be running for public
and I
office.
simulate rape,
No.
would I be a candidate? But it's in my past. 2016,
That's-
December 2016.
I said depending on what the flaws
are.
though.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems weird and ironic that you are playing with dolls. And I'm trying to be nice. Street racing.
Crime.
It sounds like he doesn't have a license.
Well, his license currently, as of right now, is current.
Oh, it's current. But
Is that after he
he went down the day the story broke, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so up until that point, it was suspended or whatever
Right,
the case
whatever the
is.
case may
It
be.
was a lot of money. So I would think
He's on a
that-
payment plan. Couldn't even pay
I know
the
you
money.
said you weren't going to talk about him anymore.
I didn't bring Evan Moore on.
But to me, I feel like if you are governing the lives of children academically, I guess you should be some of a person that they can look up to. So if they hear that their board member is in battle, they're not following the laws, they're breaking the laws, they don't have a license, and they're playing with their toys in a sadistic way. I just
Throw your hands up.
Yeah, maybe you should find another profession.
Right.
I don't know.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they have inside. Give them a sense of pride.
Was that what he was running on?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Hey, but that's our first hour. We're going to get back to a lot more stuff going on in Moreno Valley, just that. Pastor Don is looking at me like, hey, you're looking for a member of the band, right? I think
Still looking.
Well, hey. My mama said I sounded good. We'll see you guys in the second hour. This has been the Hot Seat Radio Show. Pastor Don, D. Coulter, me and Sean Fortan, and Donovan Sadiq, and Mighty Max. We'll see you guys in the second hour. Stand by.